Hello and welcome. Today I've got a double ball in these two 12 amp high output Milwaukee M18 batteries. They both have problems, I'll get into it in a minute. One's got disco lights, flashing lights in the front, and one's not charging fully in the single flashing light. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to go through what's wrong with it. I'm going to show you the repair. Red lithium ion high output battery, that's got, as it says on the top, disco lights. So this won't charge, won't power a tool, won't even put on the LED light, even though it's showing a very chargeable 18.3 volts. If you have a battery that's showing this sort of scenario and is between 17 and 20 volts, you got to go inside and see what's going on. Ready to remove the screws, as you can see, that's them there. And we need to go along the banks of cells to see if there's any cells lower than the rest or any that are defective. To check defective cells, you got to go like this. You got to go from one side to the other, you know. I've covered this lots of times on my channel, but sure, we'll do it again. 3.67, I'll go from plus to minus so it doesn't confuse you. 3.67 roughly. 3.67, 3.68. All good cells so far. It looks like this pack is very well balanced and all good cells. We do need to check one thing, however, before we go much further. We need to get it out of the pack and make sure there's no broken connections down the side. So there's 4 screws in the bottom you got to remove. You get these with a good old T8, you know. Check those little connections along the side to make sure there's none of them lifting off. Make sure those spot welds haven't let go. Sometimes that can be causing the flashing light. And make sure those 2 main tabs at the top are connected, and these here at the side as well. All looks good there. So we'll check this other side. It's looking all good, like there's no disconnect there anywhere. So what's wrong with this? Or what do we do? Quite simple. We have a pack that's well balanced. We have a pack that's got no broken connections. The only thing we can do is replace the board. I just put on a pair of gloves like I have and put these screws into this magnetic tray here so they do not get lost. And again, we need to get a sharp screwdriver and pop off these 2 spot welds at the end. Should be easy to do. Just get underneath it and pry it off. Then remove the 2 screws that are holding on the board. One here. Again, fairly tight. Next step, we have to desolder these 4 points here, and then the board should just lift straight off. There, that's it off now. What you want to do at this point is maybe buff these two ends and clean up these tips and straighten them, just so that they can be easily reattached to the new board. That's light bit of prep done. We can fit the board now and all should be good. So we'll try in the charger now. So it looks very much like this is going to take a full charge. What do we see how far we've got? Coming up to 3 bars already, charging away. Yep, perfect. And if I try it on a tool, well, we have disco lights no longer. We've got a fully charged battery there, so we're going to move swiftly on to the other one now. Not charging fully, so I'm going to show you what's wrong with this and fix it now. Let's get the flashing lights and it won't charge. Won't power a tool either. So what's wrong with this? The first thing we need to check is the voltage coming out the top. So if we check the voltage coming out of the top of the battery, that's the overall voltage of the pack, it'll let us know something. That's 17.64, which is a perfectly chargeable voltage. Might not run a tool, but it's perfectly chargeable. However, if you put it on the charge, you get a fully charged light. That's a green fully charged light. That's not fully charged. So to find out what's going on, we need to open the pack. I've already removed the 4 screws from the bottom, which will allow me to remove the top lid. And I'll show you this big multimeter. On this big multimeter, what is wrong. If we go from plus to negative, here at the top. Get this up so you can see it. The first bank of cells is showing 3.18. The second bank of cells, if I get this right, is showing 3.64. Got a cell imbalance already. Third bank of cells is showing 3.32. Fourth bank of cells is showing 3.4, and the final, last but not least, in this case, they're showing over 4 volts, which the last bank of cells is fully charged, and the rest of them are showing well under what they should be. So this bank of cells is signaling to the charger to stop charging, and these are all under what they should be, so you're only getting over 17 volts. So what you have to do is balance up the pack, and the way we do this is with the use of a lithium ion or LiPro balance charger, a B6, IMAX B6. I'll put the link in the description for that. And you have to know what you're doing, you have to know the polarity or where you're going with these. If you're unsure, you have a multimeter there. You can see from the top, that's the plus there. I don't know if you can see that, someone's written that, that's the minus. So I'm going to the plus terminal, but I'm going to the minus here, which is easy to find out. There's a coating in these that has to come off to allow you contact. That's showing 13.85 volts, so we want to bring that up to about 16 volts to match the end bank. So you're charging this 1, 2, 3, 4 banks of cells that go from plus to minus, plus to minus, plus to minus, plus to minus. So you're effectively charging from here all the way down to here, and you're leaving out this last bank of cells, which is fully charged, as we've already established. Now to set your charger, you keep pressing the start button. I'll show you what you do. I'm putting it to 6 amps because I want this fairly quickly. and put the 4S. That's 4S. That's the 4 series. If you're charging the whole battery, it's 5. If you're charging one bank, it's 1. 2 banks is 2, etc. So we're charging 4 banks of cells here. So once we have that set to like this, we hold the button and do a test to see if it's getting a good connection, and then it'll go. And we just let that go. And we'll let that charge for a little while. Because these aren't level, this one actually is going to come up higher first. That's going to come up, it's going to top out at 4 volts before the other 3 banks. So this is going to be a slow process. We're going to have to bring this up to 4 first, then bring this one up to 4, then bring these 2 up to 4. They're pretty close to each other. So it's going to be a long process, and you just have to keep switching the leads around. So when that's still charging, I'm going to take a wee minute to try and explain better what is actually going on with this battery and why it won't power a tool and why it won't charge, why it's showing fully charged. This cell, as you know, was 4 volts. It was fully charged. So therefore, it was signaling to the charger to stop charging. And some of these were down to below 3.5 volts. And they were signaling the tool to not work when we put the tool on it. So that's how all that works. And it's very, very well. It's very well done by these companies to be able to do that. If you had a charger that ignored this and kept charging the rest and that, you would destroy that bank of cells. And if you had a drill that would keep going, even though some of these cells are critically low, it would destroy them cells and over discharge them. So I'm going to do a bit of a volt check here when that's charging. This second bank is higher than the rest. The second bank in here, and it will be .99. So it's coming up near the 4 volts. So once that second bank gets to the 4 volts, we're going to have to change it round and charge a single bank, and then we're going to have to change around and charge these 2 on their own as well. It's a long, arduous process. So this is getting pretty near where we want it to be, this bank. It's up near 403. So we're going to have to change around the leads again here. We're going to have to let's get this out of the way. We're going to have to change around the leads and charge this individual bank. I'll show you how to do that now. Right, we'll stop the charger and we're going to change over the leads. We're going to change this to charge this one bank. So we're going from one side to the other at the front here. Wherever you can get it clipped on, that it makes a connection. And we've that clipped on now, so we'll have to change the settings here. Changing it from 4S to 1S, so we're only charging one bank of cells. That makes any sense? So here we go. There's, and we'll press the button and hold. And it's going to check, and then it's going to charge. So the B6 charger is charging away at that one bank of cells and bringing it up slowly there. And once it gets to over 404, 405, we're going to change it round again. So here we are, 55 minutes have elapsed, and we're up to nearly 4.03, so that's near enough where we want to be. We'll give her another couple of minutes to get up there, and then we'll just change around the leads again. Right, we're 57 minutes in, so I'm going to change this round again. I'm going to show you how to do it again. So I'll stop the charger, and we've charged this bank, that bank was full, so it's these 2 that we're looking to charge. And the first one's going on here, the negative's going on here, and the positive has to go on here, so we'll have to get that pried up a little bit and get that hooked on there somehow. That's making a decent connection. So we're charging 2 banks now, so we'll have to go back to the LiPro charger and Go to 2S. Hit the button, then hold. There, we're off charging again. There we go. So we'll probably have to leave this another hour again and come back to it. Right, since we've last filmed, there's been heavy rain here. It's just the noise, forgive the noise, but it's been half an hour since, and we have, I think we've got row 1 to go. That heavy rain is just making it difficult. I don't know. We're still charging here at the minute, but I think we're near enough there. 405 in that bank, and if we change this round, get 402, I suppose. So I think we might have done enough. I might put off the charger and see if that works now. I'll stop the charger and take it off. Put it to one side and take the multimeter back in to see what we're actually getting in the real world now out the top. We get number 20 volts, which is very, very good. So what I'm going to do is put the top back on, put it on the charger, see if it resets. Still got that flashing light, so hopefully the charger will reset that flashing light. We hope. I'll take it off here to see. It'll be showing fully charged anyway. There we are. So I'm calling that fixed. So that's how you balance the cells and repair your 12 amp Milwaukee battery. That's both batteries back in business. So if you like this video, check out my channel, subscribe if you want, join if you want, and I probably have the most regular, consistent battery content on the internet, so check it out if you can.